We continue to watch President Trump still on the stage in Utah, just leaving now, and controversy mounting over one of the president's tweets on the Mueller Russia investigation. The president tweeting Saturday that he had to fire his then National Security Advisor Michael Flynn because Flynn had lied to the FBI. That is raising questions about whether he obstructed justice when he later fired former FBI Director James Comey. Mr. Trump's lawyer later taking credit for writing the tweet. Meanwhile, White House counselor Kellyanne Conway says she's still waiting for evidence of collusion. So let's bring in our legal panel. Renato Mariotti is a former federal prosecutor and partner at the Thompson Coburn law firm. His first time on Fox, and I'm glad you're here, sir. And Josh Blackman is an associate professor at the South Texas College of Law, specializing in constitutional law. So we have a great legal panel for you here. Since your first on Fox appearance is here with me on the Daily Briefing, Renato, explain to me, is the president and his legal team expanding their legal liability with these tweets and then talking about the tweets, or does it not matter?
I think so. I mean, the typical strategy for a legal team is to have the lawyers issue these carefully crafted statements. And I think we've seen that from some of the other legal teams in this case, like Jared Kushner, where you have these very carefully crafted statements that are clearly written by a lawyer. Here we have a tweet that appears to be evidence that Mueller could use against the president, where essentially the president's saying, I knew in this tweet that that Mr. Flynn had committed a felony before this alleged conversation with James Comey. So, you know, that now we have his attorney saying, well, I actually wrote that tweet and I got that into the president's account. And I will tell you, that's at the very best, very kindly, a very big mistake by typically, you release statements under your own letterhead so that your clients don't take responsibility for them. And now he's really made himself a witness in this case, which is not a good thing.
It's certainly unusual, but all of this has been. And Josh, let me ask you about this question that was raised this morning on whether a president can be accused and then found guilty of obstruction of justice. I think you'll say that that's actually never been done before.
Yeah, there's never been a case where a president has been tried in any court anywhere for obstruction of justice. And the core constitutional question is this: can the president go to jail for exercising his own constitutional authority? And under our Constitution, in Article 2, the president has the absolute power to remove anyone, including James Comey. And in light of that, Congress can't criminalize the president's exercise of his own lawful authority.
Can I ask you, Renato, to help me understand something? Because there's a back and forth, and I know you're active on Twitter, as I am, about what Alan Dershowitz said this morning about there not being an obstruction of justice charge, and that also this issue about lying to the FBI and whether it's material or not. For those of viewers who are paying attention to this story and want some clarification, how would you explain that?
Sure. Well, first of all, I'll have to say I disagree with Alan Dershowitz on the lying to the FBI point. He's right that lying has to be material to the FBI's investigation. But you know, frankly, Mr. Flynn pled guilty to making material lies to the FBI's investigation. I don't really understand his argument that they're not material. I thought it was a misleading argument, to be frank. As to the other point that was just raised, you know, while the president has the power to fire or hire whoever he wants, doing that for unlawful reasons, I think, can be a crime. So, for example, if the president bribe and was firing somebody because he took a bribe. And I'm not saying that happened here. I'm just using that as an example, obviously. Right, obviously. Right. But that would be a crime. And so, you know, I just will have to disagree about this. Yeah.
All right. Well, the president's comments went a little longer, so I'm going to have to cut this short. But Renato and Josh Blackman, thank you so much for being here. We'll have you back because this is going to continue. Appreciate it.
Thank you.